Back today with another CCFFCC fixed blade knife, and this one is one of my favorites from the new collection. This is the FF103 featuring AUS-10 steel, micarta handles, and coming in at a price point of $27.99. And if you're watching this video at the time of release, CCFFCC, when they send these out, also create a 30% off clickable code on the Amazon link in the description below, dropping the price of this to $19.59. For some reason, a lot of guys are really confused about that code. You simply go to the link in the description, right below the price, $27.99, and the free Prime 2-day shipping marker. There will be a checkbox that you click, and then when you click proceed to checkout, that code will be auto-applied, getting this down to $19.59. We're going to talk about the specs and features of this knife, why I like it so much, the interface of the Kydex sheath, and do a cut test, so you'll want to watch the entire video to get my perspective. But if you're trying to beat everybody else and grab it before something like this sells out, you may want to head down there because I freaking love this knife. Now, this one features micarta handles, a ring on the end, and that AUS-10 steel. And the AUS-10 steel is going to do a very good job of keeping its edge, fairly decent at corrosion resistance, and overall a great steel, especially when you consider the price of this knife. The full tang design means it's going to be incredibly durable, and the compact nature of the knife combined with the sheath is going to allow you to truly use this as an EDC knife. The ring on the end of this is also really convenient if you want to lock up on this knife rock solid for defensive applications or cap off over the top. But the ring doesn't protrude far out, so it doesn't cause interference with larger hands when you are gripping the knife. In fact, it's very comfortable and ergonomic. It also has a really nice spot up at the front that almost doubles as a hand guard when you are locked in here. And the gimmick on the back is really convenient, or you can choke up on this knife very easy with the fat belly and kind of a sweeping blade profile and use this for fine tasks, maybe even a skinning knife. And that ring on there is really nice if you want to fidget, spin it around, flip it around, whatever the case may be. It is pretty darn cool, and it's fun to use. One thing I noticed about the CCFFCC knives is I had one user send me a message that his scale was a touch loose. I had not experienced that. This one was just a touch loose. With a simple tightening of these screws, you're good to go. No issues there, but that is something to consider when you are buying a $20 or $30 fixed blade over a $70 or $80 fixed blade. That may be something you run into, but not a big deal. Just something to consider. The micarta handle was really nice, and it actually has a very fine texture to it. It's a little bit more visible in the green color variation, but it's both present in the green and black, and it feels really good in your hand. These scales are rock solid on this knife. I love the feel of this one, especially at the size, and the interface with the sheath is absolutely spectacular. First of all, they've got that same double looping clip that the other CCFFCCs had, so this actually slides into your waistband and locks into your belt, or it'll even lock into gym shorts, so when you deploy the knife, the sheath stays there. And it's also really convenient because it's super low profile, allowing it to be carried very nicely. Now, this is also really nice. It's got a great solid retention. You do have a slight amount of rattle, but not a big deal. When it's worn on body and you put a touch of pressure with the clip or against your body, that's going to be really rock solid. And the other great thing is if you do want to utilize this knife in a carry bag or a backpack or something like that, you can loop this through MOLLE attachments inside your bag or just slide it in there, and you can actually pop off the sheath one-handed like that, which is really convenient. Well balanced, sharp, easy to handle, full tang design. This thing is absolutely awesome. Let's do a quick cut test. Now, we are going to run some computer paper like we always do, some recycled stuff. So this one is very sharp out of the box. No real cut issues with this. Especially if you hold the paper right. The plunge test also works really well on this one. I like this knife when it comes to quality for money. Next cut test we're going to do is going to be the cardstock. It's going to cut pretty well. Looks like we might have a slight... Nope, that's slicing right through. No problems there. So, are these going to be the absolute sharpest knives in the world? No, you may find other brands that come out a touch sharper. But again, we are talking about OS 10 steel, micarta handles, full tang design, and that double looping clip on that sheath for sub $20. The value is insane. If you were looking to spend a little bit more money, I do review other knives that sell for right around the $50 or $60 price point, utilizing the same specs and features as this knife, and they may be a touch sharper out of the box, or you may not find that slightly loose scale that you would have to tighten up. But for me, value for money is key, especially when you're building out kits, especially when you are grabbing new items to throw in a bug out bag, or you're building out a car kit or something like that. You may not want to spend $50 or $60 per kit on a knife when you could spend the $20. In fact, I love this even just as a great EDC fixed blade, very nimble, very concealable, and very well done. That's awesome. A huge shout out to CCFFCC for sending these out to the channel for us to review, as well as creating that discount code. This is one of my favorites from the collection for its size and shape, but it's not the smallest. So if you're looking for a little bit more discreet carry, I've reviewed a few of the other versions. Make sure you check out the channel for those. If this one is just a touch too big for EDC, those might be a little bit more suited to your tastes. And there's also a few different steels available and different types of finishes and scales and handles. So thanks for watching. All the info with that discounted link will be in the description below. Have a good one.